The alien city gleamed beneath twin suns, its crystalline spires reflecting light in shades of gold and violet. On the central terrace of the royal palace, the youngest princess clutched the railing, her eyes wide with fear. Her father, the emperor, stood behind her, his tall, regal frame casting a shadow that blended with the morning light. Not him. "Dad, I'm scared of that human warrior," she cried, her voice trembling. Her fingers tightened around the railing, as if it were the only thing holding her together. Her gaze kept flicking toward the landing field, where a single human figure stood, awaiting the summons of the alien court. The warrior was unlike any being the Empire had ever seen. His armor was battered and scratched, evidence of battles fought far beyond the borders of this system. Yet he stood with a calm, unshakable presence. His eyes, dark and unyielding, scanned the palace from a distance, as if measuring not just the city, but the people who lived within it. The princess shivered at the thought of approaching him, and she was not alone in her fear. Whispers of his feats had reached every corner of the Empire. He had shattered entire brigades alone, his strength defying logic and legend alike. Many called him reckless, some even said insane. But the few who had fought beside him spoke only of his unwavering focus and the way he seemed to anticipate danger before it arrived. The Emperor rested a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "I know you are afraid," he said, his voice calm, carrying the weight of generations. "But this human is not here to harm you. You must trust me." The princess shook her head, her long hair swaying with the movement. "Trust you, yes, Dad. But him, I can't. He feels different. Dangerous." "Different does not always mean dangerous," the Emperor replied. His tone softened as he gestured toward the warrior. "He has come because he chose to, not because he was commanded. That is rare among his kind, rare in the galaxy." The princess glanced again at the warrior. He was walking slowly toward the palace, each step deliberate. Despite the fear crawling up her spine, she noticed something almost imperceptible, a calm determination, a sense of honor that radiated from him. Her instincts screamed to flee, yet a small, curious part of her could not look away. The human's arrival was marked by silence. The usual chorus of alien attendants, floating drones, and ceremonial heralds seemed to pause, as if the palace itself recognized the presence of someone extraordinary. He entered the grand hall without fanfare. His armor bore the scars of countless battles, yet there was a dignity in the way he carried himself, a balance of strength and restraint that even the most disciplined alien warriors found admirable. The princess stepped back instinctively as he approached, her heart pounding. She had been trained in diplomacy, strategy, and even combat from a young age, yet she felt exposed in a way she had never felt before. The human stopped a few meters away, his posture straight, hands relaxed but ready. "I am here to speak with the princess," he said in the universal tongue, his voice firm but not threatening. There was no arrogance, only clarity. The Emperor inclined his head. "She is hesitant," he admitted, "but I believe this meeting is necessary, for our people and perhaps for her own understanding." The princess swallowed hard, her fear now mingling with reluctant curiosity. She took a hesitant step forward, her eyes never leaving the human's. "Why me?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Why choose someone so unknown, so terrifying?" The human's gaze softened slightly. "I am not here to frighten you," he said. "I have heard much about your people. I have come because I respect strength, intelligence, and courage. And I have been told you possess all three." The words surprised her. Few had ever spoken to her without a hint of condescension or expectation. The human did not speak as one used to commanding, nor as one who assumed power. He spoke as one who understood, and the honesty of it unsettled her more than any threat could have. Over the next few days, The human and the princess met in various locations throughout the palace and the city. At first, their interactions were cautious. She studied him as if he were an unfamiliar species, cataloging his gestures, his tone, and the subtle ways he observed his surroundings. He, in turn, spoke sparingly, answering questions with patience and precision, never revealing more than necessary, but also never deceiving. The human shared stories of his travels, of worlds where survival required not just strength, but ingenuity. He spoke of alliances formed in the midst of chaos, of battles where every choice determined life or death. The princess listened, captivated despite herself. She noticed that he did not boast of his victories, nor did he demand admiration. Instead, he spoke with clarity and reflection, as if each word had weight. Slowly, her fear began to shift. It did not vanish entirely, but it transformed into something more complex, a fascination, a respect, and even an unspoken acknowledgement of the human's unparalleled capability. She found herself wondering not just what he could do, but who he was, why he carried such responsibility, and how he chose to navigate the universe with a sense of honor that seemed alien in itself. One evening, as twin moons rose above the horizon, casting silver shadows across the palace gardens, the princess approached the human alone. He was training, practicing movements with a staff that seemed almost too simple, a weapon for one so strong. Each strike, each pivot, carried precision and intention. "You are relentless," she said softly, watching him, "even when no one is observing." He paused, turning to face her. "Discipline is necessary," he replied. "Not for others, but for oneself. Strength without control is dangerous." The princess nodded, though her mind lingered on a different question. "Do you ever fear?" she asked. The human's eyes met hers, steady and unflinching. "Of course," he said. "Fear is a guide. It reminds us what matters, what we must protect. Ignoring fear leads to mistakes, but fear alone does not dictate action." For the first time, she felt a strange kinship with him, not as a warrior to a stranger, but as a being who understood the weight of responsibility, the challenge of facing uncertainty and danger. She realized that the fear she had carried was not about his strength, but about her own vulnerability, her own recognition of something powerful and unfamiliar. As the days passed, tensions in the Empire's borders escalated. Neighboring worlds, threatened by the Emperor's policies and wary of the human's presence, mobilized forces. Scouts reported massive fleets, advanced weaponry, and unusual tactics designed to overwhelm the palace's defenses. The princess watched her people prepare for war, feeling the weight of her lineage pressing down on her. The human offered strategies, not commands. He moved through the city, analyzing the defenses, suggesting adjustments, but never taking credit. His presence inspired confidence among soldiers and citizens alike, a calm certainty that even the most experienced generals could not match. The princess observed him quietly, realizing that her initial fear had been transformed into a reliance on his judgment, a trust that went beyond words. She saw how he treated every soldier with respect, how he assessed risks with clarity, and how he adapted to challenges with an almost intuitive understanding. One night, as they reviewed battle plans together, she spoke softly, almost to herself. "I was wrong to fear you." He looked up, meeting her gaze. "Fear is not wrong," he said. "It is what we do with fear that defines us." The conflict came sooner than anyone expected. Enemy fleets appeared in the outer system, moving with speed and precision. The palace prepared for evacuation, yet the human insisted on leading the defense personally. The princess, now standing beside him, felt a mixture of dread and awe. The battle was unlike anything the Empire had faced. Ships clashed in brilliant displays of energy, weapons fire arcing across space like ribbons of light. Amid the chaos, the human moved with uncanny precision, directing forces, anticipating enemy maneuvers, and personally engaging in critical strikes. Even the most experienced alien commanders found themselves following his lead without hesitation. The princess watched from the control balcony, her heart pounding as she witnessed the human turn the tide of battle. His strength, strategy, and sheer will overwhelmed the enemy. Entire divisions fell into disarray under his command, their confidence shattered by a single, unyielding force. When the battle ended, silence enveloped the palace. The enemy had retreated, leaving behind remnants of their forces, and the humans stood among the ruins of the battlefield, unscathed yet visibly exhausted. Soldiers and citizens alike looked to him with awe, many unable to speak, only to bow or gesture in respect. The princess approached, her voice barely audible over the cooling engines of warships. "I understand now," she said. "I was scared, yes. But not of you? I was scared of what you make me realize about myself and my people." The human turned to her, his expression calm but not unkind. "Strength is not just what I wield," he said. "It is what you choose to recognize, to accept, and to protect. You are stronger than you think." Tears filled her eyes, not of fear, but of recognition and understanding. For the first time, she saw herself not merely as a princess or a daughter of the Empire, but as someone capable of facing danger, guided by wisdom, courage, and the clarity to trust where it mattered. Most. In the days that followed, the Empire celebrated its survival, honoring those who had defended its people. Yet the princess spent her time differently.